Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I am Shiza, and today I will be conducting this interview with a personality that I've recently gotten to know. He has been known as a motivator and a traveler in his time, and I will welcome to the show Mr. Ali Abbas. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
I, as a person who also likes to read facts about different countries, it's very interesting to know a person who's been there by himself, and it's very interesting to hear the stories about his time over there. So my topic of this interview mostly would be focusing on your traveling. So the first question would be the fact that the country which you traveled and which you liked the most. What would you tell us about that?
Thank you very much, Shiza. Actually, the most country which is very close to my heart, that is UK. Because actually this is the most asked question to me, because I have visited 17 and 18 countries at the moment. So most of the people ask the same question, because I like that country because definitely of the weather.
The weather is great, obviously.
The weather is the most attractive part of any part of the world.
Exactly.
Whenever you are going to travel to any country or any city, first of all, you see the temperature over there. Is that suits us or not? First of all, the weather. Then the people. The people are very friendly and very cooperative. When I was asking somebody that I want to go to this place, the persons are telling and guiding very smoothly and in a very friendly environment, so that we can feel that these are the friendly nation countries.
Do you think that's because of the temperature, that they're being so friendly?
Yes, the temperature is a very biggest part of our behavior. Yes. Because because we are living in a hot country, so you can
everyone tends to be hot.
Yeah, you can observe people. The people over here or living in a hot country, they are having more anger than the persons who are living in a good weather. So first weather, the second the people friendly, and the third is they have a very good learning environment.
Learning environment, right. So you mentioned UK, and I am compelled to mention here Scotland, which is basically my favorite country. And if given a chance, I would love to visit Edinburgh. What do you think would be your favorite part of the entire UK, and why?
Definitely London, because for the entire UK, there is mainly, this is the main city, the London is the main city. Other cities are not having a very good attractions for the tourist. Because there are museums, there are libraries, there are symposiums, there are happenings all the time, some lectures, some training, some workshops.
Exactly.
So the mainly from all the UK, the main, and not all the London also. There is a central London, which you can say there is a diameter of 10 kilometers. Most of the people, they come at that 10 kilometers because all the attractions for the tourists are in that areas.
That is great. Well, so I have heard a lot of things about London. It's been a great time learning about it, learning facts about different countries. So it's great to know that London is one of your favorite places. Well, I also I would mention here a famous personality that I kind of got reminded when I saw the things that you do, the way that you travel, and obviously that's Ibn Battuta. I know, I hope you know about him.
Yeah.
So the thing is that Ibn Battuta, in his own time, has been a great traveler and has traveled to different countries, finding information about them, compiling them all together. So do you think that in this modern world, where traveling has been made a lot easier than it was in that time, is it easy for anyone to become Ibn Battuta, or is it something different about that person that you have to bring into yourself?
Shiza, the easier is a relative term, I guess. Because at that time, when people were traveling on the camels, it was taking too much time. But our mental level was also designed by like that. Because they don't know speed at that time, they don't know internet, they don't have a very speed and fast communication. So the mental level is also like that. So easier or not easier, difficult or easy, these all are relative terms. It depends on the person how much conviction he or she has, or how much motivated he is to travel or to do anything he want to do.
Because I have heard that Ibn Battuta likes to, he liked to write down his traveling journeys.
Yeah.
So apart from blogging, obviously, is there something like a journal or a diary that you keep, that you write your traveling things, or like something that you would like to remember about that country?
Yeah, definitely. First of all, I do vlogging, I do video making, I do videos, whatever I learn and whatever I feel that this is a different part from Pakistan, or this is something very new. So I made a video on that concept. What is the learning about that country? Definitely I do, and I write also on a magazine here. There is a magazine in Pakistan, Jahan Pakistan.
Exactly.
I write over there about my journey, whatever I learn, and the main objective of my writing and my doing video logging is that I promote people that you also do travel.
That is great, honestly, because like traveling, obviously, it was not easy back then. And a person like me who, like, or anyone else around Pakistan who may not have a chance to travel so early in their life, but they could learn a lot from vloggings, from the vlogs of different people, reading about their journeys. You
Yes.
could basically just sit at your home and learn so much about different countries. And then it would also like motivate you to travel and to see different places. Because I think this world is made for us to see.
Yes,
And
definitely,
we
yes.
definitely should explore it. I mean, yes, there are things, there are hindrances that keep people from not going to these places. But if you do have a chance, you should really go there. There's one more thing I would like to mention, and that would be about the culture. Obviously, London is a place of scattered cultures.
Yeah.
But there's like different states around UK that hold to their own cultures, and they're not really letting it go. But we have seen, as if we are always compelled to compare our own country to the place that we go to. So do you think like the ways that they have been preserving their culture could be implemented in Pakistan as well?
Definitely, because I guess they are very smart people. If there is a small building, they present like that this is a very old place and this is historical, and they build some stories about that building, and people listen their stories.
They sell out the stories.
Yes, they
Sell out the stories.
They sell the stories.
Because
They tell the history.
Yes, so
They sell the
there's-
culture, and from all this selling, they get lots of money out of
for
that.
their country, which
Yes.
helps a lot.
Yes.
Because I have heard this interesting thing about the castles that basically are
Yeah,
present in
castles,
Scotland.
yes.
So they have this thing that obviously the castles are not being used right now. No one's
Yes.
living there. They have been inherited by people. But there's one thing that they do, that online they have this thing where you can buy a literal small part of a castle.
Yes.
So in Scotland, they use that money to preserve the castle, and in turn people will have lord or lady as a title attached to their name, and you will have official papers send them to you like wherever in the world you are. So I found that really nice thing. Like, it was a great idea to preserve their castles, which are not being used right now, but people could flaunt like, I am a lord or I am a lady and I own a part in that castle, may it be just 1 square feet.
Yes.
So that's one thing that I really like about that place.
And Scotland own more than 3,000 castles.
That is somewhere really, it's like a dream to go there, honestly. Castles. I have heard that London and UK basically
Yeah.
is a place for inspiration for authors and artists.
Yes, definitely. Yes.
So you may have seen a lot like artists on the street, and there's authors who go there specifically to specific places just
Yes.
to write about those things. So do you think, apart from artist or author, a simple human, a plain human being could gain inspiration from being in a place like this?
Depend on the person. Some are the people who are going just for have selfies and have photos.
Just having fun.
And just having fun, and maybe they go for the clubbing and they go for watching some movies. So this is the entertainment part. I also does entertainment, but if I make percentage of my entertainment and my learning and my understanding, so I make it 20-80. 80% of the time I spend by learning, by doing things, by observing things, by going to the churches, by going to the synagogues, by going to the gurdwaras, for temples, because I can learn and observe the culture about there. When I go there, then I find they are also people like us, because we are having Muslims are having this something ideologies or something thinking like that we are very superior and we are the very superior beings, and
it's always like that.
and the heaven is also for us. such kind of concepts. When I go there and then when I meet people, then I observe that they are also good people, and there are also some bad people and good people in all the religions.
It's just about humanity.
Yes, definitely.
So you will have to find humanity
Yes.
somewhere. So there is also one thing that you said about people. You said that you observe their culture and you think that it's only just, in the end, it's just about humanity. So
more than 150 nations are living there in UK at the same time.
Do you think there's harmony?
Yes, there is harmony, because if there is not harmony, they cannot survive.
Right.
Their philosophy is accept Muslims, accept Hindus, accept Buddhists, accept Sikhs, accept every religion of from everywhere, and focus on the humanity, productivity, quality, and improvement of your life. This is the basic philosophy and the basic theme of that country.
Well, I think as a person who travels, you would definitely want to bring that to your own country as well. Like, you think that there should be harmony among people of different cultures and religions here too.
Yes, definitely. You can, Shiza, you can observe which country make policies like this, that there should be an interfaith harmony.
Right.
And every religion, every concept and every philosophies should accept others also. Only that countries become a very development countries in the world.
So do you think that obviously there is a lot of difference between London and between where we are right now?
Yeah, definitely there is.
But if a single person is to take steps to bring this harmony, to accept the people who are living around us, because I have seen, and we've all seen that, yes, the thing that you talked about, the superiority complex that we have, and it's obviously very scattered around here. We see people of different religions and we don't even want to talk to them.
Yes.
We want to give them jobs that are not just as equal as ours.
Yes.
So do you think if a single person is to take steps to bring this harmony, like obviously there's the whole community out there, and it's not quite possible to gather a lot of people and tell them that you have to follow these rules, that becomes hard. So if a single person, like as if just I'm living somewhere, and if I were to bring change, and if I were to bring harmony among different religions, among different people that I encounter daily, how would I start doing that?
Just do two things. Stop saying people kafir. You are not judgmental, you don't have any judgmental power, or you don't have any authorization to say that you are kafir or you are munafiq, or you are this, or you are this, or you are bad and you are this. Stop doing this.
Right.
Number one. Number two, accept other religions' philosophies. I'm not telling to, if there is someone who is having a faith, you don't have to change your faith. Nobody is forcing you to change the faith. Just respect and accept whatever the person is having, the philosophy or the religious thoughts.
So
and if you think that you are better than them, then you can do arguments. Then you can convince your philosophies by giving good logics. Not just in the between or in the middle of the arguments, you say that no, you are the kafir and you are the bad people, or you are not on the right philosophy. Stop thinking that you are right. And this is for all religions. Stop thinking that you are on the right philosophies, because whatever you get on the religion side, or on the faith side, or on the philosophy or concept side, that is all from your parents. So observe and do study by yourself, then make a philosophy.
So these are the 2 points that you would say are respect and accept.
Yes.
So those would be the 2 points. Yes, that's also a right thing that you said, that it comes from your parents. It comes from the blood. It comes engraved into your brain ever since you were a child.
Yes.
So there's also one thing I would like to mention. I had a friend in UK, and this is something that I found very fascinating. Ramadan approached a couple of months ago, and she texted me. I mean, she's definitely not Muslim, she's a Christian, but she texted me just to ask me what kind of month this was for us and how it brings us all together. And there are no Muslim people around her as right now, but she would really like to know what it is for us people and how it is, like why do we like this month so much? Why is it literally celebrated? So I found this very fascinating that she took time out of her entire life just to know about this. And I think if we sometimes ask people, this is something which we really hesitate to do, because whenever we are going to ask questions about other people's religion, there is an assumption. You're converting. That's what they do. You're converting. If you're just plainly asking questions about their religion, people think you're converting. So as she asked me, without any regrets or anything or any fear, she just asked me out what it was in Ramadan and why do we celebrate that month so much. So I would also be able to ask her something about her own culture or something. I did ask her questions about Christian weddings and about how long do they go for. But I think it's just me, and I think we should really, take this thing out of our minds that if we are to ask questions about other people's religion, just as he said, that we are not accepting, we're not just converting, we're just accepting them.
Yes.
So do you think, apart from this, apart from asking those people questions like this, is there any else way that here in Pakistan, obviously not there, here in Pakistan we can make them feel accepted?
This is the individual thought, and there are very good scholars who are promoting interfaith harmony. The interfaith harmony subject, I think it should be included in our subjects in the schools line.
That's a big step.
Because from 1st to 5, there is a very big time that the foundation is in making. So if we put this subject, interfaith harmony, and give them a thought to the students that you have to accept everyone and don't think that you are superior from others. We all are same, not because of races, not because of religions, and not because of nations. You can be superior by your knowledge. You can be a superior from your wisdom. Because if you have knowledge, if you have wisdom, then people will follow you, and you will have followers. Then you can be a superior like this on the knowledge basis.
On knowledge.
Not because of any concept or any religion. So this concept, this philosophy should be inculcated in the students from very beginning of their school level, so they can understand that we should accept all the religions and nations.
So you say that it comes to a child.
Yeah.
And I think it comes to a child easy than it comes to adults, because we have noticed a child would be playing with literally anyone, regardless of their gender, regardless of their color.
They do.
And children, they just like to do this thing, and they don't really care about who they're playing with. And I think that is what's common between a child over here and an adult over there. And maybe that is the reason why they're so forward and they're so developed in us.
Yes.
Because this innocence that a child holds is something that an adult person over there holds.
Yes.
So a child would be compelled not to play with other kids, told there by their parents.
Yes.
So there's another thing that I have noticed here. I mean, yes, if we were to travel different countries, we would definitely want to go to places where they have been living. We would want to go to their temples, to their churches, and then it would not seem that weird because you are literally in another country and you're here to visit, so I might as well just go to the places. But there are definitely temples around here. We've got churches around here. If any Muslim were to ever enter a church, or if any Muslim were to ever think of visiting a temple, if a person, it comes obviously from your parents, so sometimes the parents would be like, why would you even want to visit a temple?
Yeah, they will be angry.
Yeah, so why do you want to look, and then you would maybe try to convince them, but it's your parents and you cannot disrespect their wishes. So if you were to travel, just consider yourself in a hypothetical situation. If you were to travel a temple over here and your parents would say something like, why would you want to visit a place like that? So do you think, is it like, it's such an hypothetical question, like would you take time to convince them, or would you just like leave them be?
First of all, I will try to convince, but the parents, they don't convince from their children at all. Because they are having a very strong thought that we know better than you. Always they say like this. But I will not stop going. If my parents, my teachers, or anyone, if they will stop me, I will not stop. Because I know this is the right philosophy. Because when I was traveling from Karachi to Gwadar, there is a very big temple, the temple of Kali Mata. I was there and I was making videos over there. And some of my friends were with me, but they said, no, Ali Bhai, we cannot go with you. Sorry for that, please don't.
But they're the same people who would go home and watch Indian serials.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, it's very hypocritical.
So this is also a very good point, that if we visit the religious places of other religions, that can also make harmony, and that can also create some interfaith harmony also. Because look, the Sikhs, last month I was in London, I was going to the Sikh temple, and they give me the food to eat.
They welcome you, they get very happy.
They welcome me, they didn't ask me from which religion or which country or which culture you are, number one. If you go to church, they never ask you from where you are, right? If you go to the temple, the Hindus temple, they don't even ask you, because I have visited. Every religion should open their door for everyone. So we can research, so we can observe, and whatever then at the end, after your observing and after your knowledge, whatever you accept, that is a right thing to accept the philosophies and to accept the concepts of any ideas.
But that would be possible if we tend to treat the religions as wisdom.
Yes, definitely. You have chosen a very right word.
Yes.
There should not be an inherited religion. That the religion should be from the research and from the wisdom side. Then whatever you choose, it's your choice.
Yeah, so if you start treating a religion like wisdom,
yes,
then it would be much easier for you to know the facts clearly. And I mean, it's never like you are asking someone to convert, you're never doing that. You're only just researching the way that you want to.
Yes.
As you mentioned before, that it comes from children, and as I've heard that you have children. So do you think like you are doing a fine job incorporating this into their core memories?
Definitely. I was in America. I take my children to the church, and when I was in Turkey, I take my children to the Hagia Sophia, to the churches, to the temples, so they can understand from the beginning that this is not something dirty thing, or this is not something bad things, or this is not something weird. We should go and we should respect and accept.
That is great, because children tend to learn easily.
Yes,
and then
definitely.
they tend to remember those things for the rest of their lives.
Yes.
But it is quite unfortunate even over here that you cannot, like most people would not want to incorporate this into their children's core memory. There's problems around, there's things scattered around that parents would like to concentrate on that instead of telling their children to accept other religions.
Yes, you're right.
So it's such a great thing that you see it this way, and it's such a nice thing that you want to give out this message to the people. And it's also like obviously it made me really, honestly, I'm out of words here, but it made me so at peace to know that you are incorporating this into your children's core memory, and it's making them accept the religions at a very young age.
Yes.
There's also another thing about traveling. Like I'm asking questions to you about traveling because there's something that I would like to do as well.
Definitely.
So it's really nice to know a person who's done this and who would share their knowledge more efficiently. So we have talked about London. Have you ever been to the eastern side of the world? Like we have Vietnam, we have got Thailand, and we've got countries that are so rich in culture. So have you been to that part of the world?
From this side, I have visited Malaysia, Sri Lanka, and now I am planning to visit Thailand, Singapore, Vietnam, and this part of the world. I will visit maybe in the year of end or next year.
So is there something that compels you to visit those places?
Actually, there are some compulsory countries in the world that I have visited all. Like Saudi Arabia, I think that's a compulsory
that's
country.
the thing for
Iran, Iraq is for me is a compulsory country.
Yes.
Turkey, like Egypt, and Dubai is a global village you can see there. And these are the compulsory countries. I think that everyone should visit that countries. And for me now, I just choose a country that where the culture is rich, the environment, the weather is good. That I said that let's do it. Yes, France is a very compulsory country.
France, obviously, it's also one of my on the list.
Yes,
obviously it's on the list, and most people would like to visit it just because of that tower out there, Eiffel Tower. People would.
There
like
is
to
one
go
thing
there.
only. The tower is one thing.
Yeah.
There is lot of culture and lot of environment, and there is lot of happenings, music, bands, tablas, and something like that. It is happening on the roads. The whole city of Paris is like a museum.
I think it's art.
Yes,
like
art,
entire
music. You are going on the roads and you are enjoying and you are learning.
That's great. So also, you've traveled a lot of countries. So is there a particular interest in languages of those countries?
Yes, language. Actually, I felt very difficulty in Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan, they don't know English. In Baku, they don't know at all English.
Communicate in Arabic?
No, they have their own languages.
All right.
The Uzbek language and Uzbek and Baku language. Most of the difficulty I find in Paris.
Paris?
Yes, they don't know English and they hate to speak English.
That is something that I have read about, like those people really like to promote their own languages.
Yes,
and
it should be like this. Turkey, they don't know English. They promote their own language and they do mind when you talk in English.
But it's something that I've seen quite here. You would see a person, a tourist traveling from another country over here, and you would go to them specially, and you would like try to speak in English.
Yes.
You would never. They would ask you for locations. They would ask you which way to go.
Yeah.
And instead of just like answering them in your own language, you would be trying to speak their language.
Yes.
Which I think is like it should not be done. So, have you tried to learn those languages?
No, language is a difficult part of the world.
So you would just be happy with hello and hi.
Yeah.
How much is this?
For language, when you are very small, you can learn easy the language. When you have your own thoughts and you have all the language you have learned, then it is very difficult to learn a different and new language.
Yeah, so maybe
I'm not into the languages, by the way.
Languages, because I think they're so interesting. But yeah, so I think it answers all of my questions about traveling.
I hope so.
Yeah, I did, but there obviously will be more. So I hopefully in the future, when I get to travel on my own, then it would be something that I would remember later. I would remember that I had a talk with a person like that who went to the places himself. And maybe sometimes it would help me as well. It would help me go to their churches or their temples without any regret in my mind.
Yes.
And I would just be looking at religion as wisdom. So it was great talking to Mr. Ali Abbas, and I would thank you so much for
Thank you,
giving us
Shiza.
your
Thank you.
time.
Nice talking to you. And this is your first interview. For best of luck for your future.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. So thanks.
Thank you.